to Laser Penguin Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Deathgaze Barb in Diablo 2 MeXL Sigma. And let's go ahead and start with the skills. So we're going to start on the second page here in the summon tree because the Barb has a skill called Ancient Blood. So also we put one Wolf Companion. So Ancient Blood is going to give us 1 to maximum skill levels for every 4 base levels. So this one you're going to want to try to get up to 32 if you have enough points. It's also going to give attack speed and max life, but we're basically going to worry about increasing our max levels to get perfect avoidance through our reward page here. So I guess I'll finish off this one. Here I have 1 in Fortress, 1 Spirit Guide, and you can put 1 in Mountain King, and then you'll come back to it after. For the reward here, that's when we want to max out Immortal at 25. So if we have 32 points in our previous Ancient Blood here, it should cap us out in our avoidance chance, which is max 35%. So once you get the 25 levels in it, you'll have your 35%. I have 1 in Thunder God for some stuns, and then you can put 1 in Nephilim Spirit and then come back to that as well after. If we go here back to the second page, I have 1 in Lion Stance, 1 in Snake Stance, and then Bear Stance is going to depend on your gear. Also, you want to try to cap out your physical resist at 50%. So you're just going to have to see how many lucky bonuses you roll, or what kind of, you might have another piece of gear changed from what I have. This can even give you a little bit more physical resist, but right now I'm sitting at 46% in my bear stance, so I could definitely have put a few more in, but definitely get it over 40 if you and then see what you have on your gear after that. We go to the first page here. We don't have much here. We're just going to be in the Berserker tree, putting 1 in Blood Hatred and only 6 in Deathgaze. So if you put 6 skill points in Deathgaze, it's going to remove the cooldown, and that's all you're going to need. When you are leveling up, though, as kind of a tip, you can drop all your points in Deathgaze because it's going to do more damage when you're leveling up to have more skill points in it. But when you get to higher level, it's actually worse to have the points in Deathgaze itself. And instead, we're going to take our extra skill points and divide them between Mountain King, which is giving us 1.5% all attributes for base level, and then Nephilim Spirit. So you're going to have a combination of points between those two. It's just going to give you a whole bunch of extra stats and damage, which is actually going to give you more life, and then your dexterity is going to give you the armor and an attack rating, and then you're just going to have everything you need, and then gives you more than Deathgaze itself. Even around level 39, it's only going to add about 2,000 cold damage, which is not very much. You're actually going to get more off the Nephilim Spirit. Here you can see I have it up to 1404 per element for fire and lightning damage. So you're going to get more damage off Spirit, and it's going to scale very well. You'll see in my stats, I don't have a lot of signets yet, and the more points you add into strength, dex, and vitality, the damage is just going to keep going up. So it's going to scale very well. Alright, so let's take a look at my gear. So the first thing you notice here is actually I'm using a set, so you see the glow around me. So I'm using the Gathering of the Tribes, and this is going to be basically the other part of the combo to get higher avoidance. So the set is going to give us 25% all the time, and then we're going to get another 35% from our skill when we're not moving. So just keep in mind, when you are moving, you're going to be a bit more vulnerable. So it's going to be when you're attacking. Also, this set is also going to give us a nice strength damage bonus, and just a ton of other stats as well. And just reanimate Offenden. I butchered that. But it's 7%, so it actually reanimates quite often. So the set pieces are the helm, the chest, the belt, and the axe. For an amulet, I have Athua's Oracle. Here, I mean, there's a ton of options you can use for amulets here. Just depends if you need the attack speed and attack rating, which I kind of built it this way. And then also not being frozen and uninterruptible attack are nice as well. The stats on mine are actually, on this one, are actually pretty low, and I failed the lucky upgrade as well. So maybe looking to change this up in the future and get a better version at least. For boots, I'm just using Steep Step Sleeper. It's a set boost for a different set. It's showing that I have the full set obviously right now, but I'm only wearing one piece, so the rest of it's in my stash. It's just they're just good boots that give one to barb skills and a whole bunch of strength. Unfortunately, they do have low defense, so if you can use creepy crafted boots for this as well, and just get high defense and as much strength as possible on them, which I might end up switching to at some point if I can make some nice ones. It just depends on your rolls. I do have a bit of extra life from the jewels, and the life is from the jewels inside these boots, just to help out a little bit from dying here. I'm using 2 rep stars. This one I actually have to try and lucky with the spirit herb. It's only like a 5% chance to get the 1 all skills, because if you lucky with the potion, it's only going to give you spell damage, which is useless. And then for gloves here, I'm actually using Hellmouth, and this is just basically for just a big defense increase. So you'll see here that I guess I put a few extra ED orbs on it, but the total character defense is huge. The minus mana regeneration you can just counter easily, because you're going to have it the outer 50% on your 2 rip stars, plus 925 on your amulet most likely, unless you're using something else. But at least your rings should be able to counteract the minus mana regeneration, so it's not a big deal. And then you're going to get a bunch of stats as well, and a little bit of extra magic damage, but it's mainly for the defense is why I'm using these. And that's pretty much it. I think I have a lot of attack speed jewels and some law runes, so just increase all stats as well. And that's pretty much it for the gear. And I'm actually going to take this one to, it's really good for farming Duncraig. So we're going to go to Duncraig with this one. Also, you can still do Foss with it as well. But I'm still working on my stats. You can see here I only have 140 signets so far. I'm going to put 1 there, -2 in strength. So let's go ahead and I'll see in my offhand I do have Shamanka, which is going to give me Bloodlust. Although if you don't have one, the nice thing about this set as well is it's going to actually trigger Bloodlust on your axe. So you don't need it, Shamanka, but it is, I guess, guaranteed, and it's a slightly higher level than the triggered one. And let's get my wolf and my stun buff up. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot of management with the buffs to deal with. Honestly, basically, you're just going to be like running into big groups and then trying to stand still with I guess shift clicking or alt clicking. Depending what you have in your hotkey too to just attack around you. And then you're going to see the Deathgaze is just going to fire axes everywhere. So it's not as strong for bosses, because the single target damage is not very high. Although it will get a bit better as I put more strength. And then you'll be able to, obviously I have a lot of life leech, and that's the other thing I guess I didn't mention is on your, well, if you're going to use the set like I am mostly for this, I put priority on the weapon into life leech and life on hit. This is what's going to keep you alive when you're basically trying to like face tank everything. So you can see like on my weapon I put everything in. I got 15% life leech and 150 life on attack there, plus so I got some extra leech on some of my jewels as well, on my attack speed jewels, using the knee rune or the burr rune to make jewels. And you can probably hear a crying cat, and that's, that's part of my life. Well, you can see here, I can pretty much run into. I'm gonna go to the place where you teleport through the wall, and you'll see how strong like the barrels explosions in here. A lot of times they won't even hit you because you have 60% of like basically avoidance as long as you're standing still. Also, you're look at all the reanimates coming at 7%. You're gonna get a lot of reanimates too. These guys. Let's take it here. I always like to put up a portal in case I. Also, sometimes you can get bad RNG and get like you can avoid nothing and die, but most of the time you're fine if you're leeching with high attack speed. And also, you saw my stun there, which is nice too. So if you're in a big group, it's really nice to be able to just stun everything. I'm gonna run in this room and see if I can just pull like a huge group here, and then you just basically just go to town, and the axes will just fly everywhere and kill everything. Flying knife. Alright, so I'm gonna go through here. I'll stand right beside that barrel. Yes, I don't even think it hit me. Okay, so going through the wall here is probably the easiest of any character I've ever tried. You see most of the barrels. Oh wow, that one. So I got some bad RNG there. But I think there was like 5 barrels and every single one hit. But normally your avoidance is enough to. I'm gonna try bloodlust. Why are all? Oh, now there's more guys there, so this should be a good test. Wow, what the hell? Just hit me through the wall. Oh no, these guys are here. Didn't have my physical resist. I'm like, did I lose the portal too? Really? All right, I'm going back in there. You shall not, you shall not defeat me so easily. I'm trying to make a video here. What do you? Why you shoot me in the back, necrobombs? It's because I didn't have my bear stance up either. I had my staff out. I'm trying to buff nothing because I had the wrong skill on. Alright, good. Let me get back over there. Leave me alone, necro bombs. I'm gonna just kill them this time. Enough of the bullshit. They keep flying. They do fly into the wall though and run away. Okay. Alright, you little bastards. Stop trying to poke me and run away. Did I get him? Okay. One left. Get that one. They're just running. They just try to look at it. Unfortunately, we don't. He's trolling. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go through this time. Okay, so we have a ton of enemies set up there. Whoa, a lot. Alright, let's go through the wall and see if we can survive the barrels this time. That's pretty good. I think there was even more barrels that time actually, so maybe RNG was more in our favor. I mean, 60% is pretty high, but still 40% chance you just die if there's too many mobs. Let's just go through another wall here and jump into a big group. How many guys can I pull? Oh, we got a big stun there. As long as you can really get set up and then get your axes going, most of the time you'll be fine. Look at all my summons over there trying to get over. Fight me. Stop trying to fight me and fight me. But you can, as you can see, you can clear Dunkrig pretty quickly. As long as you don't get too many bad RNGs like I just did. That's it. Well, pretty much it for this build. And hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, comments, obviously leave them below the video. And we'll see you in the next one. Hello everyone who made it to the end of the video. This is Laser Pen Games, reminding you to smash that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out. And if you're looking for even more content, check out my Patreon here, where I post exclusive video content every month, and you'll have access to all of that.